I walk into this room and I see 20 painting easels lined up, each holding a blank canvas. Immediately, I start to panic. My inner critic is freaking out, screaming at me, "What are you thinking? Holy crap, you don't know how to paint. What are you going to do now? Your art isn't good enough to be around these people." So I stand there and I'm looking at this blank canvases for a while, and then blessedly my creative spirit starts to kick in. I go over to the trash can, start rummaging around, crackle, crackle, hearing all the paper noises that I was making, hoping no one else hears. But I find a piece of styrofoam in there, so I break it up and I turn it into rocks by mixing together some black and white paint. Then I find a piece of paper and I rip that into some pieces and paint it with bright oranges and yellows and reds to look like flames. Finally, I take all this and I arrange the rocks into a circle, and I put the flames in the center. And then I kind of sit back, kind of looking around, noticing that other people are still standing at their painting easels, making these beautiful paintings. And I'm sitting there going, oh my gosh, what is the teacher going to think? But finally, everyone finishes, and the teacher goes around and he starts making comments, kind of supportive comments about people's work. But I'm sitting there holding my breath, and I'm thinking, what is he going to say when he sees my work? Amazingly, I'll never forget what he did. He knelt down, he held his hands over the flames, rubbed them together, and kind of blew on his hands and put them back down to warm his hands over the fire. That gesture, it melted my heart. And that day I was able to tame my inner critic forever. Never again was I afraid to create art out in public, because that teacher created a space that was safe enough for me to let my inner artist show. My inner critic has been locked up ever since. Whenever it tries to rear its ugly head, I just remember what that teacher did in that moment. And the reason I tell you this story is because you too have the capacity to be creative. And I can teach you, and I can help you create a space where you feel safe enough that your inner critic will be locked up and your inner artist can come out. And as a business owner, you need to be able to tap into your creativity when you are trying to think outside the box, when you've got problems that you need to solve. So come and connect with me. Let's talk about how you can tame your inner critic.